What is going on, guys? So in this video, I'm going to walk you through my discovery call with my first ever potential client. We're going to speak to him about potentially developing an AI chatbot that is trained on his company. He is a sales rep manager and he has 58 sales reps that actually work for him in his company. So we're going to be providing that for him, as well as maybe creating a chatbot to implement on their website for customers to use. So yeah, I'm actually just about to get on this call. So here we go. I've actually created a guideline. I'm going to take him over a little presentation. All right, guys, I'm about to join. Hey, David, could you hear me? Awesome. This is crazy. Yeah, I could hear you. This is crazy, man. So were you looking at on YouTube just because of what I mentioned, or were you already like kind of diving into a little bit?
Yeah, so certainly always keeping my ear to the ground, just
Yeah.
trying to understand all that, when I work with that stuff. So, yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I thought I lost you. I mean, my LinkedIn's like completely kind of destroyed right now. I've had my account restricted before, but this time it's just being a complete pain, and it sucks because then, you lose complete contact with people. But yeah, it's just pretty crazy. I can't believe it's awesome that you stumbled on me. Maybe it was meant to be.
Yeah,
Cool.
for
So
sure.
I could start off a little bit, just give a quick introduction. So obviously you saw my video, you saw kind of my message to you. So I'm really early stages in kind of starting this agency here, trying to help automate things for businesses and, obviously create chatbots regarding, customer experience, or in your case, help out with, sales training or, you know, employee training. So I'll dive into a little bit kind of like I'll show you a presentation of what it is kind of I think that we could create for you. From there, we could go into kind of what some of your pain points are, and then how I could potentially solve them, and kind of just go from there and see if this is something that you're interested in. And yeah, so I'll share my screen here. Cool. So we'll just dive right into it, and I'll make this quick so we could actually, speak. So if you were to think of like what your dream outcome of the AI chatbot is, let's kind of go over this. So obviously, we want to make customer experience better and automated, as well as we want to make your job easier, automate any of the questions and repetitive questions you get that don't necessarily require your attention. Also, we want to increase efficiency for all of your sales reps, which you said you had 58, which is, I'm sure that's that's a lot of work just responding to all their questions they have, as well as we want to increase the knowledge of your sales reps on your company and your products. I know you guys are kind of in the Windows space, but obviously you want them to have a better understanding of what it is they're selling and what your sales process is and just kind of all those things. And then ultimately, we want to save everybody time and energy. That's the whole kind of point of having this chatbot. So we'll go into kind of the benefits. Obviously, it works around the clock. So if this were something that were customer facing and it was like on a website, your customers or your potential customers could constantly, be asking questions and they're getting immediate answers instead of having to deal with customer service and not having questions answered and whatnot. Also, it's trained on all of the data you feed it when developing. And I kind of spoke with you about that on LinkedIn. You could train it on a bunch of things, on videos, on PDFs, on your website. Basically, you could feed it any information you can to just make it as smart as you possibly can. It's all based on the amount of input you put into it. That's what kind of generates output. Also, there's immediate answers, obviously, so your sales reps aren't going to be waiting, on, your response if you're busy or something. Also, responding to potential customers on your website, like I was saying. And then this is an awesome one here. So you're automatically, this is for if you're doing, customer facing and it's a customer service kind of chatbot, you're automatically collecting lead data, from your website. So when a lead speaks with a chatbot, it'll, automatically ask for their information and capture it. And then we could also offer some, sales automations too, where we kind of implement that and integrate that with your CRMs and whatnot, and notify your sales reps when a new lead comes in, that sort of stuff. We could talk about that at a different date. So here we'll just kind of talk about the technology. So there's two technological pillars. So there's the natural language processing, and this is the branch of the artificial intelligence that helps machines understand and interpret human language. So through tasks such as, entity recognition, sentiment analysis, and language generation. I know these are fancy words, don't, dive into it too much, but basically this is kind of like what ChatGPT does, and basically it just understands human language and is able to respond to things based on prompts that the user types in. And then there's a machine learning aspect, which is the huge part. So our chatbot learns from the past interactions and improves its response. So by continuously refining its understanding, the chatbot improves over time, making it an investment that delivers increased returns. So the more we use these chatbots, the more it gets trained, and obviously the better it works. It understands problems it has, it understands the questions that it's going to answer, that sort of thing. And then lastly here, kind of the development process. what the process looks like. So there's an initial setup. We begin by understanding your requirements and assemble a development team. So we'll get everything we need from you, your dream outcome of what the chatbot's going to be. And then in the back end, we'll work on the development. I'll hire a development team to kind of present this to you, and then designing the chatbot. So this stage involves creating the chatbot's dialogue flow and defining its personality to align with your brand. And then the next step, training the AI. So our team leverages, the NLP and the machine learning to train the bot using the relevant data, kind of response templates. And, that's where we take the data that you give us and provide us to, train the chatbot on it. And then lastly, testing and deployment. So you and I will test the bot to make sure everything's perfect and everything's seamless. And after successful testing, the chatbot is integrated into your systems and launched for, user interaction, whether it's your customers or your, your sales reps. So I wanted to whoops, let me see, let's stop sharing now. I want to start off with that just so you get a kind of basic understanding once, so we're on the same page here. But now let's kind of dive into your story, what you're wanting to get out of this, and if this is something that I could even, help with, or something I think I could, do for you.
Sure. What is your background, Brock?
Yeah. So, I'm just an entrepreneur. My last business, I had a AI or a virtual assistant agency, and that kind of blew up in my face. I don't know if you saw my video regarding that on YouTube. And so I'm just looking for opportunity. I see the AI space is, obviously taking off, and if I could help businesses automate certain things and just make things just a little bit more seamless, save somebody's time, I think I could provide value. So long-term background is, just have a sports card business that I've worked on, and the past few years. Moved on to the virtual assistant agency. Like I said, been working on that about the past 6 months, and then literally just dove into this AI automation agency stuff, and kind of teaching myself and kind of learning along the way. As I state in my YouTube, I'm a very, very much beginner in this space, but I'm trying to learn. And if I could bring people in the door and hire some developers that actually have the brains behind this sort of thing, then if I could bridge that connection, then that's kind of what my goal is here.
Awesome. Yeah, very cool. I did get a chance to watch some of that and see some of your background. So I started a design and printing company about 18 years ago.
Yeah.
And from there was able to start an investment firm, ran that for a long time.
Gotcha.
Had a successful exit out of that in 2015.
Nice.
Started a consultancy, ran that for 3 or 4 years, where I implemented technology for small and medium-sized business owners.
Right.
Then I co-founded a tech company after that, built that up for a while, and then joined in with this team to help them turn into go from paper-based to a technical company.
Right.
I share that as, hey, you were speaking to me. You're only at the beginning of such a long, rocky road.
Yeah.
So worth it. So
I appreciate that, man, because I'm at definitely a rocky point. And I understand that's part of the process. It's learning curves. You have to go through certain experiences and learn from it. And so I'm kind of just at that knowledge gaining phase of, going through experiences, learning from it, and going from there. That's awesome, your background. I never, I see that you're kind of working as, sales manager. But that's awesome. You exited, a few companies, and it's cool because we're kind of on the same boat of helping, like, kind of automate, I guess, automate and make things a little bit more, simple, and also keep up with the times for these businesses. Like you said, you work with a window company. They're not necessarily the most technologically advanced, but that's where somebody like you who understands things comes in and obviously provides value. But yeah, that's awesome. I really appreciate that, because it's definitely a rocky road for sure. Now, I'm 22, so I got not too much time under my belt yet.
Yep. Yeah. Perfect time to start and learn though. So
yeah, right.
So to answer your question, the way that I envision tackling this, or kind of moving forward with a lot of this, is starting with a prototype, something small, something that we can use internally.
Yeah.
There's our internal team, there's maybe 6 of us that interact with the sales team.
Gotcha.
And if they could have a tool on behalf of the sales team to pull this out, we developed actually this book here
Just a full manual for the salespeople.
Right. It's
Yeah.
a big PDF, and when we handed them this book, it was life changing for them. They're like, "Oh, all the answers are in one book." So
Yeah.
I thought, "Hey, it's all sitting here. Let's move it to a chatbot
Yeah.
that's more conversational, and they can just have a conversation." So
Yeah.
we're not uh, we're not ready for a big project. We don't want to launch into this. Hey, let's do this massive build out and have a
Right.
big AI. But if there's something where we need to, it's so new, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not, we can't point to the other companies and say, hey, they have this conversational chatbot going, we need the same thing. So it's just something that we can test, run some of our data on, and kind of understand that. So
That's awesome that you have that whole booklet, because that's, I mean, that's essentially the awesome thing about these chatbots is the amount of data you feed it, it'll just learn off of that data. And you have literally just a, like you said, it's basically a physical PDF that we would just need to take a PDF and integrate that and train the chatbot on that information. I mean, so that's awesome. And like you said, if your sales reps get value from searching through the manual, think of the value they'll get from, instead of having to go through chat, let me go to this chapter and search where I found this. You could just ask it and it just immediately spits it out. That saves everybody time. And then, essentially just makes their job more efficient. And then I'm sure takes a lot of hassle off off of you for the questions that you get. And, a lot of the time I'm sure it's like, just read the manual. It's in there, quit coming to me with this question. It can get answered right in the manual. Yeah, and that's something that's really simple too. It's not, it's not like a full scale automation or something where you try to automate your whole sales process or just all this stuff that we don't need to dive into. It's just as simple as just basically training a bot on that data, and then you could start with a little amount of data, like you said, that PDF there, that manual, and then if you wish to expand on that, that's something you could completely do. It's just a matter of what you need it trained on.
Okay. So what else do you need to know then about kind of what we're looking at? With that understanding that we're looking for really a prototype, something to just dip our toes in the water a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't even have to train it on all the data, just something
just a little bit
where we need to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Feel it, interact a little bit. So.
Yeah, that's the awesome part about it is I'll do all this for free until I get it to you. You get to test it and say, hey, this is what we're looking for. Or, the other side of it, you could say, this just isn't what I'm looking for. And, there's no way to know unless we test it. So I guess what I could do is, will you just want it trained on that manual? Or do you have, you mentioned on LinkedIn, you have like sales, I think you said like sales calls or something to train it on. We don't need to go that far yet. We could just go with the manual and just see how that works. The less the better, so you could, we're not wasting a bunch of everybody's time before you even get it tested out. So I say, if you just want to go with the manual, we could go ahead and just start with that and test it out from there. And if you wish to expand on that, then we could totally do that.
Yeah, I think that might be a good first step. The genius or the long-term value. We have a call center. I think there's 20-ish people that might work in there. We have a front desk area. There's 8 people there, plus all the other internal people. Every single one of our calls is recorded. And we can possibly somehow get it into a text format or somehow get those recordings into, have it trained on that data. I think
that'd be pretty massive. Yeah, that's bigger scale things. Like obviously that's like, we want to start small and go from there and see if it helps your internal team. But if it could be customer facing and could solve all these questions that you're getting from your, 20 customer or 20 call center people, more power to you.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what type of insights, what type of responses
you
get with that amount of information. That's really our brain of the company has been spilled out over these phones over the last 3,
That's a lot of data, yeah.
It is, yeah.
And the cool part is too, is if you didn't even want it to be customer facing, you could just have it where the people in your call center just have these answers that they could, they're using the user interface of the chatbot. They could type in the questions themselves and have it spit it out to them, so they don't have to do all the research themselves, or if there's something they don't understand, it could get immediately answered there. So you could even start with that process before have it customer facing, where it's the, you know, actual customer interacting with it. I mean, I don't know if that's something that you would prefer to do first if we wanted to go that route, but you know, regardless, if somebody's using it and they understand how to use it, that might be even better than just having it work directly with the customers, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be a while before we work directly with customers, but then again, you never know, right? But yeah.
As long as your team could leverage it, I mean, they're still
Right.
using the meat and bones of it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So what do you want me to do? You want me to send you a copy of this manual, PDF of it?
Yeah, let's do that. Do you have it in PDF form, or are we gonna have to scan it? Yeah, that's perfect. Let's start with that, go from there, and then I personally don't understand. The developing of the chatbots is too complex for me to understand, but I'm going to be working with the developer. He'll be the one that will be developing this for me, and then, you know, I'll work with him. And once it's, you know, once we have a little prototype, I'll get on another call and we could test it out with you.
Okay. Don't kill yourself, and please don't invest a lot of money into.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just like give us something where we can kind of understand the potential of it.
Right.
And then we can go from there. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's best.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, you have my email. Is there any other place that you'd like to connect aside from, obviously LinkedIn doesn't work for me now, or is email? Do you think email's fine?
Email's fine. My direct contact numbers are in there too.
Okay.
Did I send you an email today? Do you have? Yeah, I think I did.
Yes, I believe I woke up to an email. Let's see here. So you're in Michigan. Are you on Central Time or Eastern Time?
It's Eastern time.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I have your email here, so I have all your.
And are you in Los Angeles? Is that what I saw?
No, I'm actually in Oregon. I think it was just based on Los Angeles time zone. So yeah, I'm out in Central Oregon.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Cool. Yeah, simple enough. Let's go from there. Send me over the PDF. I'll start, you know, training it on that, and then we'll just go from there, test it out. And if we need to do, you know, multiple little meetings or something to kind of tweak some things, we can, but we'll just, you know, we'll start here.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. Well, David, I'm so happy we got to connect. I can't believe I thought I lost you. I was like, I'm never gonna hear from David again. At least it'll make for good YouTube content. It's boosting the algorithm. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate it, David. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, same here. Thank
Cool.
you.
Yep.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
See you, man. So, guys, I just ended that. It was a bit all over the place. I was a bit kind of nervous. And it's funny because David's probably going to watch this video. But, yeah, so what's going to happen now is we are going to create a prototype for him. He has a full manual that is in PDF form that all of his sales reps have actually used, and they love it. It answers all their questions. We just basically need to train the AI chatbot on this data, so that way they don't manually have to go through and, you know, go through this thick manual here. You can just type a question, it'll answer it immediately. It'll answer it basically based on the knowledge base that we provided, which will be the PDF manual. All right, guys, so it is the next day after that video was filmed. Yesterday, I had the sales call with the client. So I will tell you exactly how it has gone down since then. So as you heard on the call, we agreed to create a demo for him for a basic chatbot and then go from there and see if we want to integrate it and add some more information to it, make it smarter. But basically, after the sales call I had yesterday, immediately after, I had a call with a potential developer for me. And I spoke with a developer. He was amazing. He, you know, was extremely skilled in this space. He actually has built some AI products himself. He's created some AI services and some AI software, and he actually helped me deliver this bot, and I sent the bot over to the client today. I'm waiting on his response there, but yeah, so that's the next step. I'm now just waiting to hear back from the client, see if there's any changes we need to make, see if there's any you know, upgrades we need to do, and then from there, we're going to present with him the option to integrate this bot into his website and integrate it for his sales reps. So yeah, guys, I'm so happy I could bring you guys along the way on the sales sales call. I hope you guys get some value from it. If you guys want to connect with me, join my Discord. It is in the comments below, as well as you can follow me on Instagram. And guys, please leave a like, please leave a comment and subscribe. It means the world. I would love to hear about your guys' journey in your AI automation agency and how things are going for you. What are the struggles you're going through? What are the wins you're experiencing? You know, I'd love to just hear your experience. So thank you guys so much for following the channel, and I look forward to continuing to grow our AI automation agencies together. I'm a complete beginner. I'm not an expert, and I'm so happy I could bring you guys along the way of my journey. So cheers, and I will see you guys in the next video.